All right, guys, it is here. We are now here. This is the Grand Finals Part 1 of the LFGS Winter 2023 tournament. It is super exciting. I want to thank everyone for being here. I am joined by Nihilus, and today we're going to be featuring the finals match between Aimless eSports and UKN Fantasia. Nihilus, how are you doing?
I am doing excellent, Asmund. I am super excited for this match today. How are you doing yourself?
This is the day. I am so excited for this day. This is like the thing we've been waiting for. This is like one of the biggest matches of the entire tournament. And if Aimless wins tonight, it's all over. They just win. And if UKN Fantasia wins, we're gonna get a part 2. We're gonna get the final grand finals where because Aimless Esports right now is still undefeated at the moment. And this is a double elimination playoffs. So here we go. I mean, we're gonna go into this, and it's gonna be stupendous. I'm also joined today by a friend of ours, Critic. Critic, nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Of course, I've already met you. And you're here today for what reason? Why are you with us today?
Well, for this season of our tournament, we are introducing awards. So we're going to be giving out awards to certain players, and this one's focused on mainly each category. So we're going to have some awards for tank, awards for DPS, and awards for support.
Okay, wow. Yeah, and to what I understand is that you've got an award, you got 3 awards per role, right? So you've got 3 awards to give out to tank, 3 awards to give out to DPS, and 3 awards to give out to support. Is that correct?
Yeah, me and the committee, we picked out our 2, and then we actually left our 3rd one up to our community vote if you ought to participate in that.
Yeah, on a per role basis, right? So the community picks 1 per role, and the committee picked 2 per role. Now, can you remind us who's on the awards committee?
Yeah, right now, the awards committee was me, and then we got Loppelman, and then Call Me Frost.
Yeah, Call Me Frost from Call Me Frost is from KFC, and Loppelman from the Topaz Titans, and you are affiliated with both the UKN teams, right? Aren't you part of the UKN?
Yeah, org, I'm part of the org.
Yeah, awesome. So, I guess are we ready to start revealing who the winners are of these awards?
Yeah, I'm ready if you are.
You're okay. Are we ready? Okay. So I guess we want to start with tank. And are we going to talk about the awards first, granted by the awards committee, or do you want to go for the vote or do the vote last? I think we want to do the vote last, right?
Yeah, we'll do the community vote last.
Okay, community vote's going to come last. We'll talk about the committee votes first. So, committee has 2 people that they wanted to recognize for exceptional play here in the LFGS tournament. And go ahead. Who are the tanks?
So we're going to start off with our tanks. For the committee, we picked our top 2 players as Swain from Heartstuck, and we also picked Sput from Fantasia. Now, Sput hasn't been in that many of the games recently, but back during the Swiss role and all that, Sput was one of the people to really kind of carry his team up, and he also made some very entertaining plays. Like, I saw a lot of squishes going on with his diva. So, very entertaining to watch, and it's a good reason we picked him.
That's big. Okay, so that was Swain and Sput. Really awesome. Clap is in the chat for Swain and Sput. And then who did you nominate for the 2 damage spots?
Our top 2 DPS awards go to Ice from Fantasia. Nice. And we also picked Tiny Donut from Heartstuck.
Hell yeah. Two I think crowd favorites. We got Ice, the ice cold meme, and then Tiny Donut. Obviously, I think there's an emote in our chat here, which I will do I have? Yes, I have it. I have the Tiny D emote. Nice. Yeah, we got the Tiny Donut emote. Yeah, lots of hype for both of those players. Those I think 2 really solid choices from the committee. And then for support, who have you recognized?
Our support is actually kind of like a duo. We picked Equal Mage and Call Me Frost.
Okay.
Just because they seemed like they were one of the best well-worked grouped people. They pretty much timed everything perfectly, and they were very high competitive, skilled support players to watch. So
nice. And so are those like occupying 1 slot, or is that both of those 2 slots?
That's our top 2 slots.
Okay, top 2 slots. Awesome. And then all right, and I guess we're going to move on to the community the community votes for those. And who were the nominations for Tank?
For Tank, we had the nominees of Sput and Gamma, and then we had hold on, I gotta go back to my spreadsheet.
Well, Sput was your award, right? He wasn't on the
not
community
Sput,
vote.
Anonymax.
Oh yeah.
And Gamma Owl.
Okay.
And I gotta pull up my other sheet.
All good. Give Critic a moment, guys. Give Critic just a moment.
3 great tanks there. Really, really good tanks.
Mhm.
2 UKN Fantasia tanks too, or I guess UKN tanks too.
Mm-hmm.
Pog.
Yeah, so Tank, we had Gamma Owl, Anonymax, and Iron Lithium as our community choices.
Yeah, there you go. Iron Lithium from the AC Ruse, Anonymax from Fantasia, and from UKN Unknown as well, and Game the Owl from KFC. So those 3 tanks were the nominations. And what did the community vote?
It was a very close vote, but Anonymax ended up pulling through with just 1 or 2 more votes. So they got the community award for Tank.
Big
nice.
Anonymax. Anonymax plays tonight. That is so hype. That is awesome. Big clappers in the chat for Anonymax. That is super cool. And then what about the DPS awards? Who are the nominations and who pulled it together?
Our nominations for DPS, we had Ari from Aimless, we had Pizza, and we had James Bong.
Woo! James Bong. I remember the Junkrat extraordinaire. Oh my god. Okay. And what did the community decide?
This player came out with just 1 vote ahead, but Ari gets the DPS.
Ari from Aimless eSports, who I believe is, I think, going to be playing tonight for Aimless eSports. So that's another super cool one to get. And last but absolutely not least, support.
Supports, we had Slim Jim Joe, Shiny Umbreon, and Fenrir.
Okay, Slim Jim Joe, Shiny Umbreon, and Fenrir. Okay, yes. And who did the community vote?
By 3 votes, Shiny Umbreon took the lead there.
Yeah, that from Play Gang, right? Yeah,
Play Gang win. Yep. Let's go.
Yes, let's go. Shiny Umbreon is always in the chat too. I mean, I don't. Do we see Shiny Umbreon in the chat tonight? Because
we do. Yes.
Yes. Okay, that is super cool. Super cool. Congratulations, Shiny Umbreon. Congratulations, all 9 of you who have won an award. We don't really have anything physical to hand out, but maybe we'll make. I think we can make an announcement, right, Critic? We can put an announcement later on in the announcements channel.
Oh, yeah.
Give them some nice recognition. Well-deserved. Thank you for being a part of our tournament, and thank you so much for just being awesome people. All right. Okay.
You guys made it really entertaining, and we also have a little secret little side award. We picked out what we call our best caster duo award.
Oh, shit.
And we decided to give it to actually you, Osmond, and Nihilus, because you both work so well together and you make it really entertaining to watch. So.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
That is awesome. No, I have so much fun working with Nihilus. He's the best.
It's been a blast commentating with you and doing all, the playoffs have been so fun. So I look forward to a fun series to wrap things up today. Maybe today. I don't know. I guess maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, we might wrap it up today, depending on how much elbow grease Aimless eSports is bringing to the table tonight. But before we get to that elbow grease, we have one important score to settle, and that is who is better at Torb 1v1ing. That's the real question here. Between me and Nihilus, who
is absolutely
is
correct.
better at Torb hammer only 1v1? Only overload is allowed. He's coming at me. You're looking at my perspective right now. Okay, wait a minute. No. Wait a minute. Whoa.
Listen. It's chill, right?
Yeah, I'm in. It's your boy. I'm in. Oh my god. Wait, you wrecked me. Wait. I had the kite one. I'm back in. Oh my god. I don't know if
no, I missed one. I missed a big one. Oh my god. Oh, okay, there we go.
Oh,
so in the scrims, right, in the warm-up prior to this, Asmund got me 2-0. Now, one of those I was AFK, but off to a good start. To this real big-time series here.
Best of three. We got this.
Come on.
Okay, what, you walking on me? What are you doing?
I'm coming in.
I'm going in. No! Wait a minute. I don't know if I got first. All right. I gotta land.
This is bad. No!
I have so much health.
Okay.
Oh my god, I have so much health. I did so well. Oh. ping diff. Actual ping diff. What's my ping right now? 52 milliseconds? Oh my god, that boony ping diff. Going in. Do I hold the overload this time? I'm just going to go for... Ooh, I just kind of went for a little one there. I don't know.
Backing up, side stepping. Oh, look at that! Look at that!
You cheated! Wait, aim
got it!
Wait a minute!
Got it!
No, wait a minute! Oh, timeout. Wait, not really. That could be... Oh, wait, I'm getting owned.
Oh,
wait a minute.
It's done. It's done. Nice. Okay.
All right. Nihilus got me. Okay, he got me, guys. All right. Your Torb 1v1 hammer only champion.
Hold on, Asmund. Before we continue, I need you to take a look at my career profile and search for Torbjorn under time played. We need it right now, right here, right now.
Oh no, dude. Oh no. Oh no, it's at the very bottom. It's the bottom 3. The only 2 heroes he's played least, unless his Junker Queen and Ramatra. What's the
2 hours on Torb? That's a feature-length film.
Wait,
a feature-length film.
Nihilus has 69% win percentage on the Torbjorn. No wonder I got owned.
No, let's go.
Oh my god, that's insane. Wait a minute.
What can I say?
Okay.
I told you before the cast today, Asmund. I only don't play Torb because it wouldn't be fair for the rest of the world. I said that. And I meant it.
You're right.
I meant it.
It's straight up, honestly, it just wouldn't even be fair for the rest of the world. You're absolutely correct. Okay.
It wouldn't.
It would not. All right. So I'm going to go get the code here. And just so y'all know, this is the pre-show. I see some people in chat concerned. I thought people saying I thought it was gonna start at 8. Listen, it is starting at 8. This is just a pre-show. We're getting there. 8 p.m. EST is when it all will go down. But in the meantime, we wanted to talk about awards. We wanted to have the Torb only 1v1, and we also have a hype video that we do want to play from Cab from Aimless eSports. So we'll get into that here in just a moment, actually. Meanwhile, I'm going to start setting up the lobby here. And all right. Sorry for the train in the background, if you can hear that. And I want to get this going. Make sure the desktop audio. Okay. I'm going to now present a video I was given by Cav from Aimless eSports. And this is just a hype video that he created and wanted to share pre-stream. So I'm going to play that video here and now. And this is all credits to Cav. And the music is licensed by a company like No Copyright Music or something like that. I just had to give the song name and artist in the on the stream or in the description, which I am going to do. All right, guys, please enjoy this video. Wow. What a video. Thank you so much, Cav, for sharing that. That was super awesome of you. Wow, that was super cool to watch.
Absolutely
oh my god.
sick.
I'm just
Cav
like,
with the editing.
that
So
was so
good.
good, dude. I want to edit that well. That is actually pretty cool. Holy cow. All right. Well, that being said, it is time to bring these teams into the lobby. I'm going to bring in Anonymax. I'm going to hope that he can grab the rest of the people. And then, which one of these people is from Aimless again? I forgot.
I haven't actually hosted a match with Aimless, so this is my first time with them as well.
Is it Carbon? Wait, it's not Carbon. Wait, is it Carbon?
No, not Carbon.
Wait, who is it? Team contacts. Aimless. It's Getty. Oh, it's just Getty or this AZN guy. It's just Getty. Yeah. I knew it was Getty and somebody else. I didn't know who the other person was. Getty's not online yet, so maybe Aimless eSports doesn't show up. We shall.
God, could you imagine a forfeit?
Imagine a forfeit. Oh my god.
That would be something else right there. That would be shocking. That would be something else. But I don't think that is how today's gonna go. I think we are gonna get a pretty fantastic grand finals between Aimless eSports and UKN Fantasia, who our last two remaining squads are looking for gold scrims winter 2023 tournament. It's been one heck of a ride, Asmund, but only 2 teams remain. And I can say, now maybe a couple people in the chat feel some type of way about this, but I feel confident that we truly have whittled it down to our 2 best teams in the competition. I think Aimless and UKN Fantasia have shown time and time again that they are just on a different level. I mean, UKN Fantasia is so coordinated, so great together, such great chemistry, and Aimless eSports, the same can be said for them, right? They've got that individual skill between these players as well. It's going to be a really exciting matchup today.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I agree with you. I think that we truly have brought like the 2 strongest teams to the finals here. And like throughout this tournament, I've seen over the last like 2-3 months almost that we've been on this tournament now. It's not been 3 months, but it's 2.5 months now. Like these teams have improved. I've seen the improvement over time. I've seen Aimless eSports at the beginning, and I've seen them now, and they are a different team. They are a different breed, and so is UKN Fantasia. Like just better, and it's crazy to see these teams like climb so much and get so much better throughout the tournament.
Yeah, I mean that's a huge point too. Both of these teams have come in. Neither of them were a top 3 seed going into the playoffs. Isn't that crazy? That's so nuts. I mean, like they have fought and battled and improved and gotten better, and they've taken out the best teams in the competition as well. So now it's just them. It's just these 2. And UKN Fantasia does have a harder road to glory than Aimless eSports does. UKN Fantasia is going to have to win today, and if they win today, they're going to have to win another set afterwards as well. Meanwhile, Aimless eSports just needs to win the 1 because they're on winner's side of bracket in order to take home the crown and be our first champion. That'll be exciting.
That would be pretty super exciting. So we are still waiting for Getty to log in. Okay, see Sput.
Oh, okay. That's Sput though. Sput's UKN. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Moving down here.
They've got a couple minutes. They're probably scrimming right now. They're probably keeping themselves as warm as possible. It's only 6:53, so they've got a little bit of time left.
Sput went to Aimless.
Yeah, we see Sput ends up on the Aimless eSports side of bracket, or on the Aimless eSports side of the lobby, and everyone's feeling betrayed. Of course, one of your picks for tank of the season, Sput. Let's go. Sput and Anonymax.
Big.
2! They got 2 in there. That's crazy. But I guess that just shows you the level that these tanks are at and UKN Fantasia is at. I mean, Sput was a fantastic tank before Anonymax took over tank duties for this team.
Indeed.
And then you go down the rest of the lineup for UKN Fantasia. You've got Lunar, who's really, really consistently making plays for this team. Clockworks. I mean, God, I mean, he had that big season, last time he's been in the Looking for Gold Scrims server for a long time, but Clockworks really has taken a step up this season, I feel, and
I think he
with
has,
the
yeah.
Pharah, with the Genji, I mean, making huge plays. Kane Desta's been a really consistent Mercy, and Loop Dage as well, on the Junkrat, on the Cassidy, has had some really great plays as well.
Yeah. Also, I'm getting word actually that Ice has hit Diamond 1, and so that means he cannot be fielded tonight. And so that means that Clockworks is going to be in. Clockworks is just in.
Whoa.
I don't think they can unfield Clockworks. So yeah, that's a big deal. That's a really big deal. Yeah. So that's pretty big, actually. That's
a really big deal. Ice has been a standout DPS player all throughout the playoffs, all throughout the regular season as well. But definitely throughout the playoffs, he's, I mean, one of the big stars on this team with the Tracer, with the Ashe, with the Sojourn. And that's a big deal because you're losing your primary hit scan player for UKN Fantasia as well. Aimless eSports kind of have an opening as a result of that. So that's a huge, huge deal. I guess when you're Ice and you're just that good, you can't even touch ranked at that point. You're just winning all over the place, right? That's how good you are.
It seems like,
man.
Wow.
What a huge shift. That's a huge deal.
That is such a huge deal. Like having to play without Ice, what like a phenomenal hit scan player in obviously one of the award winners from the tournament, just for being such a phenomenal player and giving us a lot of entertainment. Yeah, and that was going to be probably one of the key strategies for I mean, well, not key strategy, but like one of the key players to like winning this was going to be Ice. We were going to see Ice Cold all over the chat. We were going to see 5Ks here, there, all over the place. But you know what? Honestly, Ice deserves Diamond 1. I mean, that is like well deserved, and I think he will push to Masters very soon. Honestly, phenomenal player.
But this is looking for gold scrims,
exactly,
not looking for diamond scrims.
Indeed.
So unfortunately, Ice, get out of here. You're kicked out. Get on out. You're too good.
Mean.
Too good.
What a meanie. Oh my god.
GG too good, unfortunately. And now we have Aimless eSports finally joining the lobby. What a team with Aimless eSports as well, right? And it's worth saying, Aimless eSports and UKN Fantasia met in winners finals. And Aimless eSports did take a very close 3-2 match. It went to control, and just barely Aimless was able to pull it out. It was super, super hotly contested, though. This team has been on fire all throughout the playoffs. They are sick. They are super, super sick. I mean, I look at players like Ari, I look at players like Saber, and I mean, these guys are just ridiculous. They work really, really great together. And UKN Fantasia, not only are they at a disadvantage in that they have to beat Aimless eSports twice in a row, but this is a team that's already beat them once this playoffs.
Yeah, it's so rough, dude.
It's going to have to be a huge turnaround for UKN Fantasia for them to take this series, take these next 2 series and become our champion for this winter tournament. Today, Aimless looks like they're going to be fielding Bionic Berry, Saber, Ari, Bamboozle, and Cav, their usual lineup. No substitutions, nothing crazy today. They're rocking with their 5 that have been solidified over the past few weeks, and that's what we're going to get today.
Yeah. So the order, does it do DPS, tank, support? Is that how the order from top to bottom should go? Yeah. Okay, yeah, I think I got that in the right order then. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, and then I think we're gonna pick a map here, and I'm assuming they're gonna do Lijiang, but I don't actually know, so Lijiang?
It's always Lijiang. It always is.
Asking Aimless. All right.
I'm excited. Now, both times that these teams have played on Control in our winners final set, they didn't meet in regular season, I don't believe. Both times, Aimless eSports came out on top. If you're UKN Fantasia, you don't want to go to a game 5. You want to take that first map win right off the bat. You don't want to let it go to that point because Aimless has proven that they are capable in those scenarios. It could start here with a control map win. Otherwise, UKN Fantasia is off to a really, really troublesome, worrisome start. They are going to Lijiang, which is where we played last time as well. Yeah. So will history repeat itself, or will UKN Fantasia change their fate? I am so excited. Oh,
dude, I'm so excited.
I'm so pumped, dude. I'm so ready.
Oh my god, it's such a great audience tonight. Between 42 and 45 viewers tonight. Thank you all so much for coming out. This is going to be such a fun one. I'm so glad you're all here for it. All right, just waiting for teams to ready up. It is 5:01 on my computer's clock. I don't know if that's fast or not, but it is time to play Overwatch, and I'm ready for people to say that they're ready.
Yeah, both these teams taking a minute to discuss. This is the big one. For the past 2.5 months, these teams have been grinding together in order to get to where they are right now, right? And second place just doesn't look as good on the resume.
Just doesn't, dude. And it just pays less money. Can we just be like, by the way, you know, second place gets $10 a player and first gets $20 a player. That's a big deal, right? Got to get your Overwatch coins. Got to get those skins, right? Very important. Also, first place gets exclusive access to the video that I've already recorded it, right? The peanut butter and jelly of immortality, it exists. It's in video form. It is ready. I'm ready to send that link to you. Like, as soon as you win this tournament, I'm going to give you that link, and you will have immortality available to you, and it's going to be amazing.
The true prize. Everything on the line right now. Everything on the line right now, dude. I'm so excited. We got discussions coming in on the side of Aimless eSports, getting a couple things solidified before we get into our grand finals match here. I know we've said it already. I'm so excited. This tournament has been, and can I just say a huge thank you before we get into this to Asmund for running this tournament and keeping all of us in it, and it's been such a fun time. I know Plant Gang, I can't speak for every team in the tournament, but I can speak for Plant Gang, and we've had such a great time. Nice. And getting to come together with the community, it's been such a blast, and that's all thanks to you, Asmund. So thank you so much on behalf of all of us.
That. I really do appreciate that. It has been a blast running this tournament. I mean, it's like the thing that I love to do, and I love being here. I love putting it all together for you guys. You know what I did today in my free time? I've been working on the next tournament's handbook. So I've been spending a couple hours on that one, and so I'm already like looking towards the future. I'm already learning from all the mistakes I've made in this one, and we're gonna have an even better tournament in the summer. So it's gonna be pretty amazing.
How exciting. Oh my god, the summer 2023 tournament. Gonna be so sick.
It is.
And with that, both of our teams today are ready, and it's time to get into our first map of grand finals of our LFGS winter tournament, dude. Let's get it.
I am so excited.
Starting off, and how could we go anywhere but Lijiang? How could we go anywhere else? It's been the favorite of all of our teams this whole tournament.
Not to mention,
of course, we got to start there.
This particular Lijiang, right? Like, this is the one that's almost exclusively starts every single Lijiang, right? The one with the one where you sim TP into the middle. Yeah, indeed. So we'll see. Now, what I'm seeing is something amazing from...
Yeah, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
I am seeing what you're saying. I am seeing some absolutely fantastic something or another coming from UKN Fantasia. There is no way Anonymax rolls out on the Junker Queen. Okay, Ball makes a little bit more sense here. The Diva makes a little bit more sense. Yeah, I love to see that Junker Queen, but I don't think we're going to see that today. And what we're not seeing is a teleporter. They're not playing point first. They are going to play in the sky. The Pharmacy coming out first with the Sombra. They're going to be going straight at that back line, but they're going to have to get into the point there first in order to find them.
And what an early pick from Clockworks. He takes out one, he takes out both supports to start things off early and just right off the bat. How do you win this as Aimless eSports? They come in with Symmetra Teleport in order to get the point as quickly as possible. They do set up those turrets, but without your supports, it's just a matter of time, right? Anonymax picks up 2 kills, and that is going to do it. First point is almost surely going to be going the way of UKN Fantasia. That said, though, we do have some members coming back from point. It's maybe not, with Anonymax going down, maybe it's not as easy as we figured it would be. Both the supports are back. The invincibility does get used. Clockwork's now putting down so much damage, is able to pick up a kill onto Bionic Cherry, but Lunar goes down in the meantime, and it looks like there just isn't enough forces for UKN Fantasia to actually win that fight. The D.Va goes down. Without that tank, they couldn't really press in as much as they wanted to.
And look at Saber swapping over to the Zarya, like an automatic, like, I'm not going to play Ryan into a D.Va. I'm going to beam this D.Va down. Here comes Anonymax going potentially down as this huge blizzard freezes a bunch of people from the UKN Fantasia side, not to mention that Fantasia never even capped the point. This point has been in control of Aimless eSports ever since it was first capped. And here, Saber finally going down, but no, oh, whoa, wait a minute, Cav landed right on the crunch. There's no way. Oh my, what a crunch.
The blizzard just comes out so fast, throws it right in front of Anonymax's face. He's not able to DM it. It freezes both the D.Va, who gets shredded by the Zarya, and the Pharah, who gets taken out of her barrage, which was a huge, huge deal. Midway through that, gets taken out. It was a great blizzard and built it up so fast as well. But now we do see the swap from Ahri onto the Soldier 76. Want to get a little bit more pressure onto this Pharah, and hopefully that'll make a difference for Aimless.
Yeah, we're just kind of looking at what UKN Fantasia has here. The ult advantage definitely in their favor. They're going to pop the Mercy ult first here, and I imagine the EMP coming any moment now, but we shall see.
They also... Anonymax is. Anonymax so deep into the other team. He's got all the support in the world from the Mercy there. He just hunts down every single player. And while Zarya's dealing damage in the backline, her support line is just getting shredded by the D.Va. I figured she would get punished for it, but with Zarya looking away, D.Va's able to run a little bit rampant.
A little bit rampant there, but that was both support ults there from UKN Fantasia. And now both support ults are coming online for Aimless eSports, so this next fight could look a little bit easier for them, though they still have to defeat EMP. They have to play around this somehow, and I'm not sure exactly how they're going to do that. Is Cav going to get hit? He does get hit. There's no beat going to be in response. The Grav comes out, finds Lunar. The beam is huge. Saber's energy is absolutely insane. Can he find the kills he needs? Finds, like, Lunar's down here, but I don't think anyone else. Yeah, no one else is alive from UKN Fantasia except for the Sombra here. That's going to trickle around point. D.Va kind of just posturing a little bit around point. Maybe might touch, but no, that's going to be a cap. However, 82% so far in favor of UKN Fantasia.
Yeah, with the Zarya up there, D.Va's just not really able to push onto point. They choose to give it up. They do still have plenty of time to retake this. King Desta revives Clockworks, but now Loop Dage goes down to Bamboozle. Here comes the mech. Is it going to get anything in the barrage as well? Takes out Cav. Bamboozle takes out Anonymax before Anonymax can remech, though.
Wow.
Kitsune Rush comes out for the Kiriko. Bamboozle uses... They're using a lot of ults here. It's just Cav with the sound barrier left and then the visor, but Ahri gets taken out of this fight.
Wow. That was just a great fight from Aimless eSports here. And they're still going to have to play around... they're going to have to play around another rush from the enemy team, but I still think they have ult advantage. I mean, Ahri here, he's got the visor. He's ready to pop this visor here. They got the beat ready for anything. Cav is hacked.
Ooh, Cav gets called out, out of position.
Whoa.
They chase him down. He's taken out of the fight, and so is the sound barrier, and that's a huge deal. The Kitsune rush onto the point. They start to charge. Lunar takes out Bamboozle on the way there. Now Zarya, watch the Zarya here. She gets hacked, but she's got the bubbles. She's staying up as long as possible, but UKN Fantasia has so much damage. They're going to flip this just before 99%, or I guess at 99%.
Yes, just at 99% here is 84 now in favor of UKN Fantasia, and they just have to win one more fight. There's definitely going to be a touch. Lots of ults in the bank here for Aimless eSports. They are not going to go down without a fight. The beat is still in play for Aimless eSports, and the Vice is going to come out here. Ahri comes out, see what he can find. Clockworks already picks up Bamboozle. That's going to be one in favor so far of UKN Fantasia.
Big grab, is he able to get the kill on Lunar? He is. Here's the res coming out from Kane Desta. Does manage to pick up the other support, so they've got their supports back. Zarya now putting so much pressure onto the D.Va. She's having so much trouble. D.Va trying to get something done, but Anonymax pushes maybe a little bit too far in. But a huge EMP coming out from Sombra. Does manage to get the hack. Saber bubbles the bomb, making sure, keeping the rest of his team safe. D.Va now takes out Bamboozle. That's a huge pick that may change the face of this fight. Clockworks manages to get the Kiriko. Both Kirikos removed from this fight. Ari takes out Loopdage. It's even as even can get. It's scrappy. Cav manages to kill D.Va, and with no one left to touch, Aimless eSports is going to take the first point on this first map.
Oh my. We got a game. I'm just saying. We have a game ahead of us today. That was not a 99-0, folks. What you just saw was a 99-99. That was very close.
I mean, how couldn't it be this close, you know?
It has to be this close.
We've whittled down all of the teams to these two, and the last time they played, it was so close between them. So close.
It was.
UKN Fantasia, you definitely don't like seeing that first point loss. Now they're going to make the swap over to Rhine. This is a very Rhine-centric map. Loopdage comes out onto the Junkrat. I'm very excited by that. Loopdage has a great Junkrat. I'm excited to see how maybe that can change the trajectory of this fight. Aimless eSports pushes in immediately, taking that high ground. UKN Fantasia, aware of that, chooses to go low, and Ari gets a huge first pick onto Loopdage.
Without Loopdage, I don't think you can like take control of this white room, and I think that like Aimless eSports is just pretty much going to have it. And if they're free will, they're able to drop a wall, kind of cutting off the back line from UKN Fantasia, just walk in. Now it does look pretty scrappy here, but Aimless eSports is ahead. At least I'm pretty sure they are. Cav get a little bit far ahead there, but the wall goes down, kind of blocks off Anonymax, and they might be able to focus him down. Junkrat is back though, and that's something you do have to keep in mind when you first pick someone really early like that. They are going to come back to the fight here. So here comes the Junkrat, is back in the fight, and now we're actually looking at pretty much a full 5v5 again from both teams as soon as Bamboozle comes around this corner.
These fights are so scrappy. We see both teams just slamming their faces into each other. We do see UKN Fantasia manage to take that first. They secure it, and a huge shatter coming out from Saber. He's going to pick up the Rhine. Is he going to pick up anyone else? Yes, he's going to take out both Lunar and Clockworks. Loopdage trying to even things back out. It's just him versus Bamboozle and Lucio, but it's not going to be enough. What a huge shatter coming out from Saber.
Anonymax does not, you can't let that one through. That's the one you gotta block, right? That's the one that takes down the whole team. Saber coming in absolutely huge for their team as the sim wall from UKN Fantasia comes out, met with a blizzard. Are they gonna be able to push past that blizzard? I don't know if they are. This is gonna be Anonymax frozen. He blocks the shatter. Whoa, big block from Saber.
You love seeing these Rhine dittos. It doesn't get any better than that. The sound barrier comes out from both teams now, and once again, they are just brawling it out. Anonymax does manage to get a kill on Saber, and that's a huge pick, but Cav evens things up with a pick onto Clockworks. But having that tank out of the fight makes this so difficult now. Lunar diffs Bionic Berry on the Baptiste, and UKN Fantasia should be able to secure this point. They do have some stragglers, and Saber moves in here on the Reinhardt, but it may just be a feed. He does get a kill onto Kane Desta, though, before he gets taken out.
Just holding that point for as long as possible, managing to get 58% for Aimless eSports. As I'm imagining what we're going to see now is a little bit of a push-up from UKN Fantasia, like holding down this choke that we often see teams do with these Reinhardt cons, especially if you've got Loopdage on the Junkrat. I mean, you've got this junk tire coming up, and for Aimless eSports, I imagine what we're going to see is either a high noon or a window here to make some space, and then immediately amp speed in. Here comes the window. It comes down. Actually, the very interesting
really deep
window.
In.
That was Lunar's window.
It's really deep in there. Bamboozle uses the Deadeye to clear a little bit of space, but after losing Bionic Berry, it's going to be a little difficult to capitalize off of that ultimate.
Indeed.
Both ultimates kind of get neutralized there a little bit. Maybe, you know, we see some interesting play on either side, but now I do want to turn our attention towards both of these Rhine ultimates. But they both have Shatter. That one gets blocked by Saber. What a great block there.
Two for
two. Yeah, Loopdage gets manages to take out Cav, and it's even picks here.
Whoa,
there's a big shatter as well, and takes out the Lucio in the process. They wall the rest of the team off, and they just move to point. They say, hey, you guys stay over there. We'll go ahead and take the point from you guys. You guys, we'll see you later, all right?
Aimless eSports, absolute thieves, completely stole that point from UKN Fantasia right from underneath their nose. UKN has to fully flip the map 360 degrees, and now you just have Aimless eSports defending the point as you would normally see. Saber coming with a massive fire strike through that window, able to pick up both supports. Oh my. Saber swinging that hammer. Anonymax just pressing S, cowering in fear at the prowess of Saber. Just what Reinhardt energy we're seeing from Saber here on Aimless eSports. 95%.
It's so hard. It has to be Kane Desta who points but gets booped away by the opposing Lucio. Are they going to be able to make it? The Doomfist manages to barely make it in, but 2 lives are taken in the process of UKN Fantasia trying to make it to point. It's just a loop Dage, and he can't do it on his own. Aimless is going to take our first match 2-0.
Sure. Wow. Sheesh. What a map. Okay, and I want to let you guys know as well that tonight's finals, it is first of 4 map wins, okay? So this does not end in 3 map wins. This ends in 4, okay? And it can go up to 7 rounds. We just keep looping through like the map pool. And yeah, so that's 1 so far on the books for Aimless eSports. I'm going to make that clear up here. I'm going to make that on the stream. Not that one. Hold on. There you go. Update the scoreboard here. Add 1 point to Aimless eSports. All right. And then we are going to... Oh, yeah, remember teams. First of 4 rather than first. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for reminding the teams. Awesome. All right. And so this is going to be UKN.
Wouldn't want that to be an issue.
Fantasia's map pick. All right.
And like I said, it was gonna be difficult for UKN Fantasia there. Like that was a map. The control maps are ones that Aimless eSports managed to take out in their winners finals map. They managed to take both of those control maps. So Aimless eSports comes out looking really, really good with a 2-0 right off the bat. And if you're UKN Fantasia, that sucks. That burns really, really hard. But now you get to go to your strength. You get to go to the hybrid map. You get to play the game on your terms again, right? UKN Fantasia, I find that they're really, really good at the more movement-heavy maps. They are push gods. They are so good at push. They're really good at escort. That's kind of their specialty. On these control maps, we see Aimless eSports has a little bit more authority. They're able to take those brawly, scrappy situations. I mean, that map was insane because it felt like the fights never ended. It was crazy. Like they just kept slamming each other onto the floor, right? They wanted it that way. But I think in those situations, Aimless does tend to come out on top. I mean, they're so coordinated, and Saber, I mean, on this tank. With the Reinhardt, I mean, he looked so good. He blocked every shatter. He nailed the shatters that he landed. I mean, those were huge game-changing ultimates. So I think Aimless eSports is going to thrive in those situations. We do see here UKN Fantasia opts to go to Paraiso, which is where they won their first map in their winners finals match. Once again, I think this is a really great map for UKN Fantasia. They're able to spread out a little bit more. They're able to breathe a little bit more.
Indeed.
And hopefully they'll be able to get something done on this game too.
Yeah, and I think Paraiso, just a really good map for Fantasia, mainly because you obviously can see that D.Va is a comfort pick for Anonymax. And I think you can say from experience as a D.Va player that Paraiso is kind of a D.Va map, I would imagine. It's good it's really good. And so this is going to really play to their strengths. So I am excited to see that. Okay, and we got an R from both teams. We are going to head into Paraiso, the second map of this part 1 of the grand finals.
Yeah, I do really, really like the D.Va here, and I noticed in their previous match, Saber had a tendency to want to run Winston on maps like these. That was his comfort pick. The D.Va Ditto didn't work out too well. Anonymax was usually taking those, and so instead runs the Winston. which I don't love. I think D.Va's really, really solid against Winston, and I think Anonymax was able to take tank control a lot of the time in those situations. You get a Rhine Ditto, I think it's a different situation. A Ramatra Ditto, I think Saber's really, really good in those situations. But we do see Saber here opting to go for the D.Va Ditto to start things off, rather than opting for that Winston than he did in their winners finals set.
Indeed, and I think that when you put Saber versus Anonymax, Rhine v Rhine, I think you got to say that Saber is favored. But you know what? In this one, I see Anonymax play a lot of D.Va, and I gotta say, if I have to pit these two against each other, I want to give it to Anonymax, and I think that we're gonna see some really, really sick gameplay on this map right here, right now. This is gonna be amazing.
Now, another thing that we do need to address is that Paraiso is a spacier map. It's got these long lanes, and that's where a player like Ice would really, really thrive. But unfortunately, they're having to play without him today. Ranks out of the tournament, and now you have Loopdage and Clockworks. You know, Loopdage does have a Cassidy. I think Clockworks can play a little bit of hitscan as well, but losing that in this competition here today is going to be a huge, huge blow. Are they going to be able to get that same pressure that they would otherwise with a hitscan?
Yeah, I mean, maybe they are. You got Clockworks here on the Genji, an interesting pick in this scenario. It's going to be tough for Genji to move through that space, but here he goes, going straight on Bamboozle, gets an immediate first pick. That's a massive pick from Clockworks, and now all he has to do is get out and stabilize, and I think that's what they've done at this point. I mean, now Anonymax has jumped onto the catwalk, and they're fighting for space on the catwalk. Saber just struggling to keep his team alive as Candesta is just annihilating Bionic Barry. Ari goes down as well. Clockworks picks up that second kill in this fight on the Genji, a hero you would not expect to find such success on Paraiso, but put it in the hands of Clockworks, and I guess he can find it.
Absolutely. You see there, he takes out Bamboozle early, right? And that suddenly all of that damage that would usually get pumped into a team as they try to take that high ground, it's gone, right? Soldier carries so much of that advantage with him. And once he's taken out of the fight, UKN Fantasia, the rest of the team charges to the high ground, and they're able to win those scrappy 1v1s and come out on top, take first point.
They are going to take first point, and what you're going to see here is UKN Fantasia immediately taking this power position and not willing to just let Aimless eSports have it for free. UKN is going to make a play on it, but they're also going to just immediately give it up as soon as Saber kind of peeks his head over there. So they're willing to give that up, and we do see Loopdage is pushing the cart here, and I think that's probably why. I think right now it's just kind of like push the cart phase, just kind of like twiddle our thumbs, you know, figure things out, and then eventually we'll make a play when the cart gets into a spot that's reasonable. We see now that Loopdage is going to teleport to the top, try to move Bamboozle off, and he's going to have to force the Wraith form there. Anonymax comes back to the top himself to try to reclaim that, as we see also Ari onto the power position, about to have to play against Candesta on the Zenyatta, and Candesta is forced to use Transcendence, going straight to the cart.
Yeah, and it's a great play from Loopdage to try and get that high ground, but now the visor comes out from Soldier. It's all getting eaten up by Anonymax, and Anonymax just absolutely removes Bamboozle from this fight. Once again, I mean, what a huge play from Anonymax. They take out both the supports, and just like that, UKN Fantasia should be able to cap point 2. I don't think anyone from Aimless here is going to be able to do anything about this. We see Loopdage sitting outside that spawn door. Just in case anyone tries to make a move, Saber does decide to go in, gets discorded, and he's not going to last very long. They commit with the Kitsune Rush, though, and they're all going in. Clockworks, the Nano Blade comes out in return. I mean, if you're Aimless eSports right now, you're not too pressed about that right there, right? Like, getting the Nano Blade off the table may just be worth it.
I think that is super worth it for Aimless eSports, despite all of the resources they committed to that. I mean, granted, that was this does look like it was 4 ults coming from them. They are going to swap Saber over to the Ramatra, and I think that is interesting. I don't mind it. I think that's actually a little bit better against the Genji, perhaps. So a little bit of an adaptation we're seeing from Aimless eSports. We're also seeing Ari swapping over to the Mei, and we see Bionic Barry swapping over from Ana to the Baptiste. All good plays.
Yeah, I like all of these swaps a lot. I think they're going to put a little bit more pressure onto the D.Va as well, who does get walled off here. A lot of damage coming onto Anonymax, and Anonymax does get demeched, ends up having to use the ultimate in order to get back in, and a huge loop dage coming out with the Reaper ult here. Takes out a few, and UKN Fantasia pushes through Aimless. Ari is the only one left here. He's not going to last very long. And so much progress now being made onto point 3.
Can we just say, I mean, this payload has been an absolute non-stop locomotive straight to point 3. I don't think this thing has stopped at all. We are 3 minutes and 38 seconds still on the clock as Aimless eSports struggles just to find, like, any solid fight win that can keep them in this game and get this clock drawn down a little bit. We see the lamp already coming out. We see Kindesta commits the Zen ult here, but is it too soon? Because here comes the ult from Ari, gets a couple of freezes, and now here we go. This is Aimless's eSports. This is their chance to win a fight. Ari picks up a couple of kills, Saber picks up one, and that's going to be the cleanup.
They hold finally at the end off the back of a fantastic Blizzard from Ari, who's looked really, really good on the Mei all series long. I would be so upset if I was Clockworks just now. On the very edge of that Blizzard gets frozen, unable to help out and take some fire off of the D.Va. The D.Va gets demeched, and it all goes downhill from there. Now, I do think we have 3 beams now for the D.Va, so Anonymax swaps over to Winston. I think that's a great play.
Good swap.
I think they're going to be able to get a lot more value out of the Winston than they would out of the D.Va here. And the beams now for Aimless, hopefully that'll be able to carry them through. You do still have the Genji on the side of UKN Fantasia. Winston jumps right in and gets nanoed as well. Ari takes out Zenyatta as this push is happening, though.
Yeah, and he goes in there right on top of the enemy team, Anonymax landing with the big bubble. Finds a lot of cleave, but also a huge amount of turnaround from Aimless eSports as they all just turn and look at the monkey at the same time, and Anonymax wasn't able to live super long or create the space he needed to enable his team there. Despite making what looked like a pretty good jump. It's just the response from Aimless eSports is so tactile, so perfect.
What a fantastic icicle from Ari there as well. Takes out Kindesta early in that fight. Anonymax doesn't have the same amount of healing that he would otherwise, and definitely not the same amount of target focus because of that Discord Orb. But now, here comes a window from Bionic Berry. The rest of the team, UKN Fantasia, is just going to have to clear out and give them a little bit of space. They have to respect the window. Now that the window's down, they can move in a little bit more. Here comes the blade from Clockworks, but he does get gravitoned here, and Ari takes him out. That's a huge play from Saber on the Zarya, but it is even picks here. But that even picks is gonna go in favor of Aimless eSports as long as they have the spawn advantage. Loop Dage commits the ult. He does get 3. No way! He turns it all around. It's just Baptiste left. Baptiste is able to get the point. He has, but what a sleep coming out! That was insane!
Oh my!
Loop Dage, he sees his opportunity, and even in a 1-on-3 situation, he pulls the trigger, turns everything around right when it was looking grim for UKN Fantasia. Can you believe that?
That was crazy. What a play from Loop Dage, coming in clutch with the Blossom, killing 3, just opening the way, paving the road for his team to cap that point in what looked like a lost fight.
And Lunar, too, with that sleep dart onto the Baptiste as well. Baptiste does manage to get onto the point, use the invincibility. That can be a little tricky, but Lunar, with that sleep, just puts Baptiste to bed, and the dreams of Aimless eSports with him.
Indeed.
That was sick. Oh my god. Crazy. Play of the set so far?
I think play of the set so far. That was pretty crazy. What an insane play, dude.
I mean, the absolute gall to be in that situation and just press Q anyway, dude. That's crazy. That's nuts.
That was awesome. Yeah. We're also seeing Clockworks pulling out the super secret move, the Pharah, and Kindesta getting onto that Mercy. And I think this is it's a really good defense tactic. I think Clockworks worked really well on the Pharah so far in this match, and so far that we've seen him in this tournament.
I mean, in my opinion, Clockworks may be the most cracked Pharah in this whole tournament. I mean, he is so good. We've seen him single-handedly. I mean, you know, with the help of Kane Desta, we might add. Always respect your mercies. Say thank you to your mercies.
Good team player.
Yeah, of course. But Clockworks has been able to take so many games into his own hands with this Pharah. Lunar manages to get a pick onto Ari. That's going to make things a little bit difficult here if you're Aimless Esports. They're going to fish around for a pick or two, but they're not going to commit too heavily. Oh my goodness! Watch the grenade there, the flash grenade there from Loop Dage. Takes out Saber, UKN Fantasia, just picking up pick after pick. And though Clockworks goes down, it's looking pretty good for them.
It is looking pretty good for them. And you know, you've got D.Va on the side of Aimless Esports, which is said to be the strongest counter against Pharah in the game. However, is it enough for Clockworks Pharah? Is it enough for the Far Mercy? That's another question. Are they going to have to take Ari off of the Genji and put another hit scan onto their team? We don't know yet. That remains to be seen if they're willing to do that. But as it stands right now, they are struggling to kill this Pharah.
And Kane Desta, too, is just so good with their positioning, just always seemingly in the perfect spot to keep themselves safe. When you're up against this Pharah Mercy combo, like, Mercy is who you need to go for first. Mercy is who you need to take out so you can remove the Pharah, right? Because as long as she's there, she's going to make things difficult. But Kane Desta plays so safe and so patiently. But now, Aimless Esports pushes in, and they do get some picks onto the DPS. Anonymax and Kane Desta, the last two surviving members of UKN Fantasia. D.Va gets taken out on the point. It's just the baby D.Va. Maybe if she can get back into mech, there's a chance here. But Kane Desta, the Deadeye from Bamboozle takes them both out.
Wow. Yeah, they really needed the Deadeye in that situation because they needed the Mercy dead. I mean, Mercy was valking above and was keeping the baby D.Va alive, keeping the point alive. But the Deadeye was a bit of a trump card in that situation, able to kill the Mercy no matter what.
It was perfect. It was perfect. Really, really perfect use of that.
Absolutely.
Now we see these teams pushing up, trying to take a little bit of high ground priority. That's really, really important on this second point. Like, super, super important. Aimless choosing to
just
move
leave the cart.
All the way around here to the left. They do leave the cart, yeah. Cart's not going to get much progress here, but maybe if their feelings are if they can take this first point, then we can start pushing. Aimless does get pushed into this room a little bit. Here comes the barrage from Clockworks. Does manage to pick out Zenyatta behind.
What is happening over there? Ari.
Oh my goodness. Ari goes in with the blade as well. Aimless Esports picking up a couple, and then now the Deadeye gets committed as well. Saber pushing in, does manage to get a pick. He drops his mech in response. It's everyone pressing Q on this point right now. Anonymax drops the bomb.
It's a Q party.
And just barely Saber is able to avoid it. It's a Q party. Every single, I mean, how many ults was that? That was 7 ults there? That's crazy.
Almost all of them?
And Aimless, throughout all of it, gets, you know, they put themselves on top, and they're starting to get some progress now.
That's crazy because, you know, the first ult there was a pretty sneaky barrage from Clockworks, and while Cav did go down, they were still able to turn that around thanks to the Nano Blade. They came out. So we are also seeing a swap onto the Soldier. So now that blade came out and did win a fight, they are going to go that double hit scan to try to take more care of this Pharah. As Saber gets demeched, that's not what you want to see for Aimless Esports. Aimless just kind of struggling to stay alive here now, especially if they don't have the mech. Clockworks just kind of raining hell upon him from the catwalk up top.
Yeah, Clockworks dumping so much damage into the rest of this team. D.Va gets antied there, unable to get back into her mech. And Clockworks, even without the Mercy, you're not going to get much pressure onto her without Saber on that D.Va in her mech. It's really, really difficult. Kane Desta manages to come back, and UKN Fantasia will hold.
Maybe get a swap from Cav here. Onto the Mercy.
Onto the Mercy. I like it. I like it. Get a little bit of damage onto the Cassidy, onto the Soldier, so they can take out this Far Mercy a little bit more effectively.
Maybe, perhaps. We'll see how that goes. And then Ari here, just trying to find an angle. And it looks like Aimless Esports really opting into this this upper left high ground, wanting to be back here. But every time they go up there, there's always a barrage from Clockworks. Although this time it doesn't actually find anything. Nothing. No value from that barrage pretty much at all. They nano Anonymax on the D.Va, pushing in here, but there's very little follow-up. I mean, it's just really Anonymax and nothing else. That's not really the kill potential you need. However, they do see a little bit of a off-angle action from Clockworks, hitting the backline there and able to find Ari. That's actually a pretty big pickup for UKN Fantasia in this fight.
And Anonymax gets nanoed there in response. They're trying to turn things around. Anonymax does dive in there, get a pick, and now he's got a lot of pressure onto both of these supports, but it was such a huge sleep from Lunar in order to deny any value out of that nano. Now, it is a 4-on-4 fight here. The Mercy Desta is antied. There's a lot of antied enemies on the field right now, and Lunar does get taken out by... yeah, Cav with the headshot finishes her off. D.Va gets a lot of pressure onto her, and Aimless picking up some major kills here. Here comes the high noon from Loop Dage. D.Va just immediately on it. Gonna be willing to take all of that damage if need be, but sucks it all up instead. The visor comes out from Ari in order to just secure this thing, and it does look like Aimless Esports is gonna secure point 2 and move on to point 3.
Not before Lunar just comes out here and throws an anti-nade. Leaves their mark on society.
Yeah, get a little bit of ult charge in there.
Yeah, a little bit of ult charge in there. 83%. We're getting up there. Saber immediately jumping up to the high ground, risking the loss of mech in order to just kind of bully people around a little bit. Doesn't lose mech though, so that's a good thing.
Got all that DM, so he's able to dive in pretty securely, and you're not, you're starting to push the cart. All of UKN Fantasia is respawning, so it's a pretty, a pretty wise decision. Saber jumps in there, maybe forfeits a little bit of a ult charge, but gets a little bit themselves. So now we see UKN Fantasia taking this far right high ground here. Saber's gonna jump up there, try to deny it, try to fight back a little bit against it. Just take their attention away from the cart as much as possible. We do have a ton of ults here on the side of UKN Fantasia, but Bamboozle takes out Clockworks.
Oh, and Desta goes for the res, but it's not able to find purchase. Unfortunately, it was just kind of in the middle of that bridge there. Anonymax having to use remech here, use the remech to save his life. But that was plugged into a hole, able to finally jet out of there from that dangerous situation.
These fights are so scrappy. The high noon comes out there every time these teams clash. It just seems like it's going one way and another. It's like ping pong back and forth. We see the visor come out now from Ari, but he just chooses to retreat. He's not able to find any real value out of it. The D.Va able to stand in front of the rest of the team, absorb all of those bullets, and that's a huge ultimate loss for Aimless Esports, who has just now 22 seconds left on the clock. They've got to make something happen here.
You got to make something happen. And you've got Nano, you've got Bomb. Bomb can go and can make space. They can give Nano to like Ari or something like that. Something can happen here. But no, he has to use the bomb up top just to save his life. Oh! They get the crunch on the Clockworks, and that's absolutely insane. Wait a minute. And they actually, and they got a res off onto Loop Ditch, even though Loop Ditch is down. Bamboozle finds a kill on Contesta. Aimless Esports has the momentum of everything. I've never seen momentum like this. Cav willing to pull out that pistol, looking for anything here. Whoa.
Anonymax manages to hunt down the antied player right there, and Ari manages to get a kill. Anonymax just gonna have to stall this as much as possible. The Mercy comes in. She's gonna try to stay alive as much as she can, but of course, not much defensive utility there. Now the visor comes out from Loop Dage, but he gets destroyed immediately. And right before the end of that map, Aimless Esports in a terrifying situation with their back against the wall, pushes through, manages to get what they need, the space that they need, and they even things back up. They have a chance right here to turn things back around. It was looking hopeless for a second there.
It was looking hopeless.
Fantasia clutch it out.
It was looking hopeless until Cav changed the meta by whipping the Glock out of the sock on Mercy. And absolutely running it down main. Full W from Cav. First shows us his insane video editing skills, and then shows us his insane Mercy skills on the kill feed. What an incredible person.
It's just winning all over the place today. Just all over the place.
Oh, just W's everywhere.
W's in the chat for Cav, for sure.
This game is like the Oprah of W's. It's like, you get a W, you get a W, you get a W.
Now, UKN Fantasia does have a slight time diff here. They've got about a minute more than Aimless Esports to work with. That gives you 2 fights instead of 1, and that's a really big deal. But Aimless Esports, if they can push through on this first fight, maybe something starts to tumble and things fall. This advantage falls away for UKN Fantasia. We talked about how difficult it would be without ice on a big spacey lane heavy map like this. So I think it's coming in a little bit, but they've looked really strong so far.
Make sure, by the way, that you spam this block for Cav's Glock, by the way. Thank you, chat, for bringing that to me. As we see Ari matching Clockwork's Pharah, the secret weapon versus the secret weapon. As we see here, Clockworks finds Bionic Berry a massive first pick, but they are going to resurrect it. And so we do have another 5v5 available to us at the moment. Saber is kind of low, gonna have to get a little bit of a heal. Clockworks has a pretty strong position on that roof. Ari gonna try to match it.
It's a classic Overwatch strategy.
Bionic.
If you can't beat him, join him. But Bionic Berry picks up a kill onto Loopdage, and then Kane Desta gets removed as well. Now Clockworks is without his main support. He's flying around, but he doesn't have anything to protect him. Anonymax gets taken out on the point, and Aimless has turned this into 1 point. And maybe with this ult advantage now, they could turn it into 2 or more. That's got to be really, really frightening if you're UKN Fantasia.
Definitely. I mean, you don't give the enemy team 1 minute to let them just cap the point. That's not what it's about. But we're in overtime here. As long as they keep one person on the cart, we're not going to C9 this. And they're standing to gain significantly more progress, potentially. And that's the last thing that UKN Fantasia wants. I mean, they need to start pushing the lead here, as they're already one map down. And so they need to win this to even up the score.
I do got to watch Clockworks here with the Barrage too. Has it ready and has been successful with it so far in this match. It's going to have to be Saber who uses the DM and nullifies it. It's going to be really important, but now the Kitsune Rush comes out on the side of Aimless eSports. How much value are they? And Saber removed out of the mech. This is Clockwork's chance, but Anonymax comes up huge before Barrage can even come out. Anonymax may have just taken this fight here and kept UKN Fantasia in this match.
That was
what
huge.
a play with the bomb.
Wow, that was huge. That was actually huge. Okay. Well,
golly.
UKN Fantasia did not let them get much progress past that cap, right? Now, they have 2 minutes, but I have seen teams fail to take this first point in 4 minutes. So this is not by any stretch of the means won, or even in that great of a situation for UKN Fantasia. I mean, they still have a mountain to climb right now, and Aimless eSports is not going to make that mountain easy to climb.
I mean, it's so difficult to call. It's a coin flip. Shout outs to old school Overwatch, because it is a coin flip right now. It is so tough to call it one way or the other. We do see Clockworks come back out onto the Genji that he's been so successful with, and the legendary Loopdage Reaper as well. Gotta watch for that as well. But I will say, neither of them are on a hit scan right now, and that's what we see coming out of Ari onto the Pharah. Wants to get that. I mean, with only 2 minutes on the clock, it may be a wise decision. Just, take as much ult charge as you can early game. Hopefully get a barrage out. Anonymax has been really, really good with this mech. Been really, really great at keeping the DM available for those situations. But once again, I mean, barrage, Pharah, anything can happen. This is looking for gold/plat scrims here.
This is exactly what we signed up for. This is exactly what we're advertising. This is what we got. We got also a Bionic Berry opting to play the Baptiste, likely to have more game against an enemy Pharah, although it does look like there is no Pharah on UKN Fantasia's side right now. It's got Clockworks on the Genji this time around, so maybe preparing for something that didn't even quite happen. However, Bionic Berry does get an immediate pick onto Loopdage, as Loopdage tries to teleport onto the catwalk, just immediately gets looked at. Immediate peel. Just instant reflexes right now from Aimless eSports. They are laser focused on every single play coming in. Candesta goes down. Saber finding a pick, a big one.
Yeah, Loopdage just gets shredded immediately. What a shot by Ari there onto Clockworks too. That was fantastic. We do see a swap here from Bamboozle. Bamboozle's on Aimless eSports. What am I saying here? We don't see a hit scan on the side of UKN Fantasia, so it's really just left up to Lunar right now to put pressure onto this Pharah, onto this Mercy. Lunar does have a nano coming up soon, so maybe, but Clockworks is nowhere near the blade at this point. He's gonna have to really grind this back. Loopdage trying to, gets booped off the point maybe by Pharah, but no, does manage to just barely survive that. Meanwhile, Clockworks and Anonymax getting some pressure onto the backline. They get 2 kills onto Bamboozle and Bionic Berry, excuse me, but points going either direction.
Anonymax picking up a kill there on Cav was absolutely the right play there, and it's such a huge pick for being in favor of UKN Fantasia. I mean, you've got to get that pick. It's just completely huge. I wonder why Anonymax actually went back there for a second to pick up Lunar. Maybe they thought someone was hiding or something. I'm not quite sure. We get a couple more touches here. The bomb comes out, and this is fine to use in this moment. Gets the picks you need. That picks up Cav and Bionic Berry, and now it's just Bamboozle, not in the point. I don't even know why you would wake him up, honestly. Ari comes out with the barrage, kills a couple.
Gets two! Gets both supports!
Wait a minute.
Is there anyone left to touch for UKN Fantasia? There's no one left, and they commit everything to that final fight and somehow pull it out against all odds.
I actually thought I thought that. Whoa. I thought
I figured
Aimless had
too.
conceded that. I thought they conceded that.
I mean, the bomb comes out from Anonymax. It picks up two. I figured it was over, but they keep throwing themselves onto the point, and it isn't enough. I mean, I can't believe that just happened.
That is so clutch. It's so crazy. And this is why Aimless eSports has been undefeated in this playoffs, is because they are just simply clutch. Just clutch. That's the only word I can use to describe them. Just amazing
They have
players.
no fear. They don't have that fight or flight. It's just fight. They don't have the flight part down. They don't understand it. It's
They have never
a different
flown.
language. They've never flown ever. It just doesn't register for them.
All
They
they
just
know is
keep
W.
fighting and they win, all right? When you're this good, you can afford to just keep fighting and play that aggressive. Both of these teams just so aggressive, and it's making for some wild, chaotic Overwatch right now. It's insane.
All right. As is tradition in this tournament, the third map is going to be Dorado. It's the map that every team seems to pick when they are down 2 and they need to consider maybe doing a reverse sweep. And that's exactly what UKN Fantasia intends to do here. They are looking for that reverse sweep. They need to get some points back on the board. Now, they're not completely dead if they lose this Dorado game, but it's starting to look real bad if they lose this one. They really do need to win this game.
Aimless eSports may just have it wrapped here, up 2-0 in a first of 4 series. It's by no means undoable for UKN Fantasia, but gosh, what is the morale for UKN Fantasia right now? We see Carbonatrix calling for a 10-minute break. Maybe that's what you do.
Yeah.
You take a second to regroup, right? Just take a moment. Calm things down for the team, right? Especially after a tragic loss like that, right? You had it in your hands. God.
Oh my God. Someone said clocks soiled themselves. Very cool.
Some
Very
humor coming out from UKN Fantasia.
Oh, that's funny. That's pretty good comedy.
Yeah, UKN Fantasia. I cannot believe that Aimless won that map. I'm still like, my mind is blown as to how that even happened. That was so wild. I thought for sure it was wrapped for UKN Fantasia, and I'm sure UKN Fantasia thought it was wrapped as well. And that's probably why they
not necessarily like the full like win, but like at least that cap looked really strong. That cap was like, okay, well, there's 3 UKN, like there's no one here from Aimless, like obviously they're gonna cap this for sure. But no, apparently Barrage says no, excuse me, I'm still here, and you're all dead.
Yeah, Baptiste comes out with the invincibility, keeps the team alive, keeps them really annoying and frustrating, right? Allowing for a lot of the team to regroup. That lets Ari get back on the Pharah, and Ari pops a huge barrage that takes out 2. That was so crazy. And for UKN Fantasia, you have to think about like how that affects your mental. You know, like you lose first point, fine. We were kind of thinking that might happen. Paraiso is your map pick now. It's you're playing on your turf, and you have it in the bag, and it gets fumbled somehow. That hurts. That hurts really, really bad.
It does.
So now Carbonatrix calling the 10-minute break, hopefully getting the sports movie speech here. That'll kick UKN Fantasia back into gear and maybe take Dorado.
That is the plan for both teams here. I mean, they're going to use this as half of a bio break and half of like an end of the Lord of the Rings speech to bring them to their feet, bring them to victory, and so that's what we're probably looking at here.
Mhm. Now, I will say UKN Fantasia, the next two maps we're looking at are an escort map and a push map, which, once again, I think UKN Fantasia is really, really solid on. I
Yeah.
think these are maps that they feel very comfortable with. But Aimless is still a really formidable foe, even in those situations. UKN Fantasia has a big uphill battle to climb. And remember, they have to not just win today's set, but they have to play an entire other set if they win today. It's a
Yeah.
huge uphill battle for UKN Fantasia.
Indeed.
Aimless, if you're aimless right now, you just want to keep it cool, right?
Just keep it cool.
You're playing well. You've won the first two maps, right? It was close, but you've won the first two maps. You're looking poised to take home the championship today. You just need to keep it cool. Keep the nerves down. Don't get too excited. Don't get into your head thinking, "Oh, this is it. Oh my god," right? And instead just stay chill, right? Stay centered. And Aimless Esports, they might be walking out today as are looking for Gold Scrim's Winter 2023 winners.
They very well might. We are on track to that being a possibility. So definitely that is a possibility. Sorry, I'm looking through something real quick.
I do want to say a special shout outs to Ari, DPS player for Aimless Esports. We played our Fox Ditto off stream. I know a lot of the LFGS community was very interested in how that matchup may go. I will not reveal the winner of that match out of respect for my opponent. But shout out to Ari, a very, very strong player. Like, actually was very surprising how good Ari actually was. I was, because playing scrimmed with Aimless Esports a while back, and Ari seemed, when I mentioned, when Ari looked at my VODs for Super Smash Bros. Melee, Ari mentioned, they were like, "Oh, I don't want to fight you anymore," was trying to back out. But I don't know why. Ari's really good, so
Yeah,
Ari's like super good.
he seemed to hold his own on the feature match. Like, what was it, last week?
Yeah. Looked really good. Was very, very good.
That's kind of neat. For sure. Yeah.
Tinyish Donut says nothing can calm this
They're
down.
playing right now.
And Tiny Donut is right. Nothing can calm this down. Aimless is riding a high right now. They are. Oh, Kenji just says, literally jumping up and down. My hype is high right now.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Hell yeah. I'm so excited.
It's a good match, especially if you're an Aimless fan right now.
Yeah.
UKN fans are definitely fidgeting a little bit. They're like, a little bit. I don't know about this one, guys. I don't know. But Aimless Esports fan they're riding high right now. They're feeling really, really good at the moment.
Indeed.
So they probably are allowed to feel that way. Literally giggling and kicking my feet right now, says Tiny Donut.
Pretty sure. I think Tiny Donut is an Aimless Esports fan. In fact, Tiny Donut almost became like a mid-tournament roster addition for them, but then it couldn't, unfortunately, because SR constraints. So unfortunate for Tiny Donut. I took everyone's money. Check your bank.
All right, buddy. We've got an R from both teams.
Oh, we do? Okay, hold on.
Yeah, UKN Fantasia
R.
choosing to end that break a little early, I guess. They're feeling good.
All right.
Didn't even need the full 10 minutes.
Didn't even need it. They just had to go to the bat. Honestly, it was just clockwork. He had to change his pants. That's all it was. Once he's changed his pants, they're good to go. Both teams ready to start duking it out again. This is going to be this is certainly going to be a Dorado game, or we'll see what the teams are going to opt into playing. And if I don't see Jotes on one team, then you're all are cowards. Honestly, like, let's be honest.
It's a really interesting map for the tanks on this map too. We see a lot of like Sigma get played on this first point, and then on that second point, a lot of dive being played, which we have mentioned before. We do really, really like UKN Fantasia's dive. So maybe that's their train of thought. They're looking for a map that'll favor that a little bit more than what they've played so far. Anonymax comes out first onto the Winston if the spawn choices are any indication, and Saber will go for the D.Va. So that's interesting. Things kind of getting swapped there. The favorites getting swapped around a little bit.
Getting swapped around certainly a little bit here, and we see Anonymax on the Monkey conceding that this map is in fact a good Monkey map, worth not playing the D.Va, which seems to be like the comfort pick. But I mean, also seems pretty good on the Monkey too, so it must be comfortable with it. We see Saber on the D.Va. Both teams opting to play to play a Genji, although Looptage on the Symmetra for attack. So that's interesting. We're gonna see maybe a TP up to the high ground at some point here.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about comfort picks for both of these players too, but I really feel like both tanks here, Anonymax, and Anonymax does get antied. What a huge anti from Bionic Barry there. Oh, wait a minute. Lord. Immediately removed from the fight. That was huge.
That was huge. Like honestly, Saber tried to jump on. Sorry, not Saber. Anonymax tried to jump on top of the building, but Saber denied it by doing a D.Va Jets to push him back off the high ground before he even landed up there. And then he got antied, and then dropped the shield. And despite the shield, Ari was able to get the dash through the shields and find that last 50 damage to get that pick.
However, here, be careful, because Saber is out of mech, does have to wait a couple more seconds before it gets back, is going to be able to get there, and UKN Fantasia gets a little bit of point progress, but not much aside from that. Ari a little bit out of position, dashes back to the high ground to the safety of his support line, and Saber trying to take on this Winston in the one-on-one, forced to retreat as well. It looks like they're going to rotate around and take this this fight, this choke here.
They're going to take it down over here, yeah, for sure. And I imagine we're going to see at some point here pretty soon. I was actually expecting a big monkey jump, but now without Clockworks in play, they're going to think twice about that one. A nice anti-nade again coming from Bionic Barry. These anti-nades coming in huge. We see Ari comfortable enough to jump straight into that front line. Able to pick up a couple picks here for Aimless eSports. Aimless eSports looking pretty clean so far in this game of Dorado.
Aimless looking really, really strong. Clockwork's really low. Is he going to be able to make it back to the spawn room? Oh my gosh, just barely. What is his health at? Oh my gosh, he was so low. I just barely wasn't able to check in time. Golly, he was low for a second there.
Very low.
Yeah, a good fight win for Aimless. They're going to take that there. And how does UKN Fantasia choose to approach this? They're going to take the high ground here. They do have a nano, and Clockworks is coming up on the blade, but he's still got he's a while out before he can get that.
Still a while out, although a lot of ults on the table for Aimless eSports. I imagine this couldn't be that difficult of a fight for them to win. They have a Anonymax nanoed in, has to jump immediately out. Unfortunate for him, Saber gets the nano, kind of dives in and out. We see now Contesta gets an ult for Zen, brings his tanks into the action. Saber goes for a crunch, doesn't really find a crunch kill, but we see Bamboozle on the flank, picks up two. That's a couple of massive picks from Bamboozle, opening up that side flank for his team. Looptage takes a magnate and just kind of flops over and dies.
It's Scrappy, it's just the supports left. They managed to take out Cassidy, and they managed to get the D.Va as well. Wait, now here comes the blade. Ari gonna try to turn this around, and he is, but the nice sleep coming out from Lunar. Time and time again, he's shown up with it. Anonymax jumps right onto him and takes out Ari. Now it's just Zenyatta. Bionic Barry gonna charge in here with the Ana. It's all they have left, and it's not gonna be enough. What a crazy, crazy point one.
Sure. Wow, what a sleep dart had to come through. Lunar just coming through for the team here on the Ana, hits the sleep on the Blading Genji. It's the dream of every single Ana player in existence. Gotta hit the sleep on the Blading Genji, and you pulled it off, and that's amazing.
I mean, that won them that point.
Like, really did.
There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, that won them the first point. What a play from Lunar there. Wow. I mean, Ari comes there. It's just two supports left on point. I mean, what a play. That was fantastic. And now we see UKN Fantasia flanking all the way around. It's Looptage sticking to the point, pushing it as much as possible. Anonymax dives right in and gets a pick onto the Zenyatta as well. The Nano coming in. Clockworks goes and gets some picks of his own. Anonymax and Clockworks sharing the kill feed at the moment. They've made a lot of progress, and they're going to continue as they get this fight win.
That's just a really, really huge primal from Anonymax, showing me wrong that I tried to suggest that he was a D.Va main and not a Monkey main, because clearly That's a primal clearly just from a monkey bait. Like that, this man plays the monkey.
Here comes the Deadeye on the high ground. Does get sleeped! Lunar once again! He's popping off all over the place. Cav taking a little bit of damage here, but retreats to safety. Now Anonymax has to jump out a little bit. Bamboozle and Saber pick up some picks. Aimless has 2 picks now. Naked 3. They're going to hold at the end of point 2 here. Wow.
Wow. Lunar Sleep's literally just coming in absolutely insane for the team right now. Lunar, like,
the supports here
getting close to MVP status,
get picked
honestly.
off late. Yeah, honestly. Lunar, I mean, Lunar has been... Lunar makes plays after plays. We see that over and over again. But Kane Desta does get picked off at the end there. That's going to take that's going to shave a lot of time off of the clock for UKN Fantasia. Zenyatta's got a long walk back, and you don't want to swap off when you're 99% to a Transcendence.
Definitely not. And not to speak short of like all the other plays that Lunar's made. You know, we've talked a lot about like the sleeps, but I mean, have you seen these antis? They're just always so impactful. We see UKN Fantasia here just like slowly trying to pull in the space they've got. They're trying to find a target here. We see Clockworks getting dived on by R a little bit here. It's not going to work out for him though. He's going to get like Clockworks is going to pick up the Zen Orb, the Happy Orb, and Clockworks is going to be fine. We're going to force point here in just a moment. And whoa, wait a minute, Luke is in the back. He snuck into the back. What a sneaky person. Oh my god.
What a flank. The Saber Bomb does take out 2, but does get killed just before the mech by Loopdage. Is that an ace? That may be an ace on the entire team. Loopdage, what a flank. What an ult there. That was crazy.
The bait and switch, I mean, you were looking at the Genji, you were looking at all these other things that didn't matter. The monkey jumping to point, it was all bait. And all the while, you have this sneaking Reaper just coming closer and closer to your backline until it was all over. What a play from UKN Fantasia. Want to see more of that. Wow.
Aimless does get set up here on the high ground. We do have a Nano Blade on the side of UKN Fantasia. Let's see if they use it here, as well as the Transcendence, just in case things go wrong. But Clockworks goes in. He does get a kill onto Bionic Barry. The honor removed from the fight, and that's both supports now. Aimless gets taken, Saber gets taken out of the mech here. They might not even need to use any ultimates. The Nano does get used here. But that's all they end up committing. No one's going to be able to touch here on the side of Aimless. UKN Fantasia finishes on Dorado here on their attack.
With more than a minute, by the way. 1 minute, 3 seconds. That is key to that's really big.
That's a big difference.
That's big.
They take the fight early. I mean, what a huge pick from Clockworks. Immediately going in, getting that pick onto Bionic Barry. And from there, you know, it's just so difficult once they lose. You're operating with only Zenyatta heals. That's just not enough, right? Bionic Barry gets called out of position a little bit. That's all it takes for this to tumble and fall into UKN Fantasia's favor. Off the back of some fantastic ultimates and some fantastic plays in general. A fantastic first point play from Lunar and a fantastic second point play from Loopdage.
Definitely some good stuff. Great stuff, I mean, coming from both teams, but like what an attack from UKN Fantasia there. Like, I still can't get over that Loopdage play. I still can't get over the bait. The bait from the Genji, the bait from the monkey, the things that just didn't matter. They had and they caught him hook, line, and sinker with it. It's just such a good play.
Lunar's on the other side of that bridge, by the way. I think taking a little bit of their attention as well, getting that flanking damage and healing, it forces them to kind of look the other way. And as soon as they do, Loopdage is there with a huge Reaper ult. Can I be honest with you, Asmund?
No, I'm just kidding. Yes.
I always want to say Reaper's ultimate is called Beyblade.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in that era of Overwatch, and that's what I feel. And it is so hard for me to say Blossom instead of Beyblade, so I just end up saying Reaper ult a lot of the time. It's a fault of mine. We see Aimless pushing the point here. UKN Fantasia has really solid control of this high ground right now, but they do get split up a little bit, allowing Saber to jump in, get some damage, and force UKN Fantasia back.
They're going to force them back, but like how far back? I mean, at this point, Aimless eSports already pushed the cart underneath the choke. I mean, this cart has kind of sailed away a little bit. And I don't know if UKN Fantasia really realized how far it was going. We see Anonymax picks up the kill on Saber. That's going to be a tank down for Aimless eSports, and with the tank down, the rest of the team usually tumbles down with it as UKN Fantasia cleans that one up.
That's a greedy dive by Saber there onto Kane Desta. Does get the kill, but goes down in the progress and in the
process.
In the process, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. Goes down in the process, and when you lose the tank like that, that can be really, really difficult to come back from. That's the life of a tank player right there, man. You want to go in, you want to get the big kills, but your life is really important too. Ahri takes a little bit of damage from that nade there, but not enough to get taken out of the fight. And we see Saber trying to take that high ground back. They do for a moment and then push onto the cart.
Aimless eSports has taken a pretty good liking to the cart right now, but the cart, they really need to be able to move past that to make any real progress on this point. Anonymax resetting their mech here, just kind of occupying all the middle of the space. Cav there goes down by Loopdage. And now we finally see Saber jumping all the way deep into that back line. And we see Clockworks pulling out the overclock, and we're going to see if they can find anything out of it. Bamboozle pulls out the high noon and clears the rest of the point. Saber takes up a couple of staggering kills there as well. Might even find Anonymax, but leaves Anonymax. What a play. Actually, wait, left Anonymax and then immediately got his mech back. So interesting. Maybe he thought that Anonymax didn't have it quite yet.
King Desta's right there with all of that healing that kept Anonymax alive, right? It was so difficult. You can't out-heal.
True, I guess he can't really get the damage. Yeah, I guess you're right.
So Saber just lets it go and then maybe dives in a little bit too deep and gets punished for it as Loopdage picks up a big kill onto Saber there to start this 0.2 progress. But we saw at the end there, Clockworks really, really needed to come out with a huge overclock. Doesn't manage to find anything. Great support and great pressure from Saber just jumping on with the nano. They're unable to hold that first point, but they do have high ground here on the second point. They've got it firmly in their control.
Firmly, absolutely, and you know, it's gonna be tough for Aimless eSports to get a hold on that, but it definitely starts with the nade. Oh my god, where did that even come from? I need to go over the chapel. I don't even know. Forcing the rush out of rush and honestly both supportals actually from UKN Fantasia as a response to that nade. They get to pick up Loopdage back again, but they still have this high ground control. UKN Fantasia still has it, and Aimless eSports hasn't really taken it away from them. The thorny backline still exists. The sort of cast on a Zen, really hard to attack that backline with all the resources they have available to them. Just kind of holding underneath the chapel at the moment.
It's a messy fight. We see Saber jump onto these supports here, and so does Ahri. Ahri unable to get anything with the blade, but it forces them back and into a bad position. The rest of Aimless is able to capitalize. It's just the Cassidy left here and the Diva as well. And Cassidy down, Diva's going to be able to retreat, maybe keep her mech. Saber's chasing her, wants it really bad and might just get it, but the Mercy comes in just in time. Aimless picks up 0.2, and with 3 minutes left on the clock, it's going to be a scramble now to finish this map with more time than UKN Fantasia.
I mean, with 3 minutes 41 seconds on the clock, I feel like the momentum's insane. I don't know if I might actually disagree with you. I kind of think that they're not going to have too much trouble being able to finish this map with more time than UKN Fantasia because they've got 2.5 minutes on top of them already. The Nano onto Saber, going to jump straight into that little pit over there. Might even find
the way that everything just crumbles, right? To that late pick on the side of well, UKN Fantasia gets taken out. Now what a sleep immediately from Bionic Barry, taking out the Deadeye. Not for you, absolutely not. Loopdage does get Cav, but we've just seen how this fight has kind of spiraled out of control for UKN Fantasia. They're slowly grinding it back. Clockworks does get a kill on a Bamboozle. It's just a few left for Aimless eSports, but the progress was absolutely fantastic for them in the process. And with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock, they just need to go a few more inches.
Oh,
and they'll be right there next to UKN Fantasia.
Lunar fat fingered the old. Unfortunate, but they are at least still stabilized on this last point here. The cart does have to make a little bit more progress, and this is one of the most defendable positions on the map. So if you're going to defend any area, it's going to be defending this for UKN Fantasia, and they're defending it for almost for their tournament life at this point. I mean, they really need to get a map win on the board at this point. We see Saber trying desperately to take this high ground away from him, but the damage is so high, he just can't stay up there very long. We see the flanks coming out. We see the res onto Clockwork. Saber jumping into the other side here. Luptage is down, and Ari pulls out the blade. This could pull it together for him. Oh,
he's
my
pulling
God.
it out! Ari turning this whole fight around. He's the only one who even has an ultimate at that time, right? It's just Anonymax, the only person who actually has an ultimate that contests the other team. Ari takes things into his own hands. He says, I don't have a nano, but I know, I see the situation. I know I can pull this out right here, right now. Just like that previous map, Ari pulls it out with a late game ultimate. And get a slight time diff here. We are looking at a shockingly similar situation to that Paraiso map just before.
Yeah, it's definitely looking pretty similar. Aimless eSports coming out with a larger time bank than UKN Fantasia, but honestly, 40 seconds, it's a lot, but it's not a lot. It's like it is a pretty similar time bank between the two teams. I expect like that's a time bank where I expect teams to get about to the middle of market, maybe a little bit further, but like not too much further than that. And it's just going to be like, can they keep the momentum going? Can they rotate those ults? Can they just keep the momentum for their team? And if they can, then they will be able to push it further than the other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the end of that map was super, super interesting. We saw there were basically no ultimates on the board. So it was going to come down to the raw mechanics of these teams. Which team was going to come out on top? We saw Aimless eSports there just managed to be the team that came out on top, get those opening picks. Ari goes in with the blade. So sick. Now we're going to see Anonymax on this Winston, staying on this Winston, committed to this pick. Jumps in on Saber. Saber safely retreats. Anonymax, I really want to see him get some pressure onto this. Genji, Ari's been really, really durable, very, very evasive this entire time, has been able to stay alive. He does get antied, or excuse me, Clockworks gets antied here, taking a lot of damage. Now Anonymax pushes in. He's looking for an opportunity to dive that high ground. Saber recognizes it, quickly retreats to his support and says, hey, don't worry, I'm here for you.
Yeah, they're here for you. And at this point, I mean, you are getting kind of like pushed down into this bottleneck. A play has to be made on the high ground. It's through a bunch of spam. You're going to get spammed out, but something's got to give. The bubble goes down on point. That's not where you want that bubble if you're Anonymax. Anonymax immediately dies because they used the bubble a little bit too early there. A defensive bubble, not what you needed to see in that moment. 10 seconds left on the clock for UKN Fantasia. They got to make a little bit more progress than that. The Nano onto the Reaper needs to pick up some kills right now. It's super important. We're in overtime. Someone's got to touch. Looped is just looking for anything, but that is not the target he wants to see in front of his crosshairs. A gigantic debuff. Though he gets the D-Mech, that's actually huge. Wait, Saber without the D-Mech. Or without the mech here, Bionic Barry just like struggling to keep him alive, and now UKN Fantasia has all the momentum, just as I was saying. They have all this momentum now. Anonymax switching over to the Doomfist. Can they pull a point cap with this Doomfist?
Saber just barely manages to get back into the mech. It's phenomenal healing to keep him alive and get him back into this fight early. He does get nanoed here. What's he gonna do with it? He charges onto the backline. He absorbs. Wait! C9?
Wait.
No way!
No,
they all step off a point for just long enough, and the push comes to an early end!
Oh no, they're not going to hear the end of that. No, dude.
Saber pushes the supports off of the back line. The front line gets a little aggressive there. There's no one left to touch the point. That hurts really bad, but now if you're Aimless, down 2-0 in this series right now, this is your opportunity to hopefully start this reverse sweep and keep you in this grand final set. You have 1 minute and 43 seconds to get 1 point. Can you do it right now if you're Aimless? Or excuse me, if you're UKN Fantasia, or if you're Aimless. What am I saying? Aimless is up 2-0. Oh yes. My gosh, I'm confused. The chaos of this map has got my brain all racked on. It's just out of control.
Yeah, right now we're gonna see defense from UKN Fantasia. Just for clarity, we're gonna see some defense from UKN Fantasia. They're gonna look to hold this cart before it gets to the end of the market phase over here. And if they can hold it before it gets to that point, then they are staying healthy in this tournament. They don't necessarily have to win this map, but I'm telling you right now, you do not want to be 0-3 against Aimless eSports. no one wants to leave, wants to be in that situation.
No one wants to be in that situation. And now UKN Fantasia, you have a similar situation to the previous map, right? Just a small little mishap at the end of the game may cost you this entire match. They have to have a fantastic hold here. Now Anonymax finally succumbing, choosing to go for the D.Va as opposed to the Winston here. It's a tragic way for that push to end, but they do still have a chance here. They just need to have a really, really solid hold, but Ari and Saber are going to make this difficult as they already take that high ground.
Oh my god, Contessa gets caught off guard there, unfortunately on the wrong roof. Could not stay in cover quite enough was able to go down. However, UKN Fantasia does actually hold. They get the picks they need despite not having Contessa, and we see Clockworks here getting a little bit of a taxi for the Mercy, making sure that Mercy's part of this next fight on time. But this is the opportunity for Aimless eSports to maybe take a 5v3 advantage just for a moment. No, not quite. Unfortunately, Clockworks has made it back to the fight, so we are now 5v5 again.
And it's going to be, we have to keep our eyes on Bamboozle here. Bamboozle's going to be the one who's putting a lot of pressure onto this Pharmacy, keeping them out of the sky at all costs. Clockworks has been really, really great. Oh, what a sleep right there from Bionic Barry onto Kane Desta, removing Kane Desta from the fight. There's no mercy for the Pharah. Clockworks gets taken out immediately afterward, and now you're in such a difficult position right now for UKN Fantasia. They're going to try to stall this as long as possible, keep this cart away from the edge of the point as much as they can, but it's only a matter of time before Aimless picks up these kills and begins to push this cart forward towards their 3-0 destiny.
It's gonna happen because, oh my god, I don't want to cast this curse, but I mean, your last death there was D.Va, and D.Va's gonna be last to fight. You need your tank in the situation. Here comes Bamboozle with the Deadeye. Is anyone gonna be allowed on point?
Oh!
Certainly not. Clockworks. Kane Desta is not going to be able to make it a point. That is a resurrection denied, and that is another map win for Aimless eSports. Now 3-0 in this set.
Bamboozle needed to come up big, and he did at the end there with a nice Deadeye and then the pick onto Mercy immediately. What a great play from them. Picking off and what an amazing sleep from Bionic Barry to open this whole match up early on. Ari, what a play here as well to finish off their push on attack. That was so sick.
That was so sick. That was awesome. You love it. You love the Genji blades. Wow. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, this is, you know, honestly not what I signed up for. You know what? I wanted a longer game. Aimless eSports is pulling some illegal stuff right now, breaking the rules, winning too many games in a row. I need to see a longer game than this. No way does Aimless come out 4-0 in the grand finals. That would be incredible.
I mean, it'd be shocking, wouldn't it? I mean, it would be just unbelievable. Aimless has looked so good all tournament, but this is a different level. I mean, UKN Fantasia, they're not here by accident, right? They tore through winners bracket. They took out Kevin Fan Club. They took out every other team that they fought this tournament except for Aimless, and they've looked dominant doing so, might I add.
Yeah.
UKN Fantasia has easily been one of the best teams in this competition, but it doesn't look right now like it's enough. Aimless is just they're so mistake-free is really what's happening here. Aimless eSports is just they've got their game plan, and they're so consistent with it. UKN Fantasia has points where they've stepped off the point. They've C9'd. They've had problems like that, but Aimless has been spotless so far. They are playing platinum Overwatch perfection right now.
True. It does not look. It's the point now where they've ascended beyond platinum. This is like just better. They're just insane, and that's for both teams. Both teams are playing super well. I mean, we're not seeing a blowout here. We are seeing Aimless eSports bringing this down to the wire every single time, but just coming just a hair further, and that is what's giving them this 3-0. Mm-hmm. We got Esperanza for the last map. I didn't say last map, okay? For the fourth map.
Oh no! The Freudian slip!
No, wait a minute. I didn't mean to say that. No one clip that. I swear, if I see some clips in the chat, y'all are fired, okay?
I'll say this. We have been preaching all tournament about how great UKN Fantasia is on push. If Aimless wanted to put a period on this set, on this grand final set, and truly cement themselves as a team a tier above the competition, they could get the 4-0 here right now and crown themselves the winners on UKN Fantasia's best map type. Impossible, right? It couldn't be done.
No,
it couldn't be done. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Slap that money down, says Alaskan Bubble. The predictions are coming in. Do I have time to make a prediction? Oh my god, what's going on here?
Let me just make.
My god,
and the predictions
so many
are
channel points. Oh,
that's I don't know. It's looking pretty rough if you're a UKN Fantasia fan. UKN Fantasia fans in the chat right now, they need your energy.
Yeah,
they need your energy right now.
Right now.
Give it all up. Because if they're going to make this comeback, they're going to need it. Let me tell you that much. Aimless is looking on fire. They are looking unstoppable. Can UKN Fantasia put an end to this? Can they go without the 4-0? They didn't come all this way to get 4-0'd, Asmon.
Exactly. If I'm on UKN Fantasia, that's what I'm saying right now. Like, listen, maybe this match is a loss, but you know what? We're not going to get 4-0'd. It is not this day, right? Not this day. Can we get some energy in the chat right now? I am calling upon all people in the chat. I don't care what team you're rooting for. You have to give your energy to UKN Fantasia right now. Do you really want this match to end? Do you really want this match to end? If you want this match to end, then, you know, whatever. But, like, come on. Let's keep it going. Let's give that energy to UKN Fantasia. Let's see what happens here. We're going to get Candesta on the dive break. That's exactly what we needed to see coming into this match.
Oh my god.
If Candesta stays on this break pick, they have my eternal respect.
I mean, let's put it like this, all right? Let's put it like this.
Like this?
UKN Fantasia is really comfortable on push. They're really comfortable on this map in general. They've cleared teams on this map. And a reverse sweep starts with one thing, Asmund, and that's a win. They have to get a win in order to get a reverse sweep. If they can get a win here, anything is possible. Especially for a team like UKN Fantasia. That has shown that they're extremely talented.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, Saber gets the first pick on the Max. Oh no. Oh no. Ari gets the pick onto Clockworks. No, it's all falling apart right off the bat. That's not how you want this to go at all.
Not what you want to see. Oh,
we see Loopdage on the Sombra here. An interesting pick. Gonna be able to get lots of pressure onto the Diva, onto the Pharah. But man, I mean, that's so brutal. That's so brutal.
It is brutal, and I think that Anonymax has to kind of like get into the idea of playing with a Sombra here. They haven't played a whole lot of Sombra yet in this series. I think we saw maybe a little bit earlier, but not too much. And you do have to play around these hacks. It takes a little bit of time. It's a slower team comp. It's strong, but it's got a methodical approach, and here comes the hack onto Cav. Cav does manage to Guardian Angel right back up into the sky to safety, doesn't die, and that's 2 picks now in favor of Aimless eSports, turning this in their favor. Now, in this moment, you have to reconsider the Sombra, and Loopdage switches over to the Casting. I think that's a good choice, because clearly the Sombra just is not working. We see Anonymax panic swapping over to the Zarya to maybe do something about this Diva. But is Diva the problem?
They're just operating at a different level right now, Aimless. They're just on it. They haven't taken a kill yet. They haven't died yet, and they've already got first point. They've got the butt scratch on first on this push map already. No. I mean, this is wild right now. Somebody has to come through for UKN Fantasia and get a kill here. Lunar does have the nano. Barrage comes out from Ari, and Lunar is the one who's taken him out. We get the res here. It doesn't get denied, but Clockworks takes out Diva in response. This is what you want to stop the bleeding. Bamboozle gets a pick on Zarya, though, pressed in a little bit too far forward away from the healers. Whoa. Ari pushes back in, but Loopdage turns it around with a pick onto Ari. There's no more Pharah in the fight. It's just 2 healers and Bamboozle. Are they able to get enough pressure? They are. Loopdage picks off Bamboozle there. It's just the 2 healers left. Mercy, Baptiste, are they able to keep each other alive? Clockworks is looking for more. He wants to get a stagger kill, and it would be huge, but the invincibility comes out. It's going to keep them alive as Aimless comes back to point. They gotta get rid of the spawn advantage, though. UKN Fantasia, you can't leave that up. You gotta get to neutral.
You got to get to neutral. I mean, that's got to start happening right now. And, like, just all you got to do is get it there, and then you can walk away. You got it. Okay, so they've gotten rid of that at this point. Here comes Clockworks coming in deep. And
it's
dies.
A super aggressive
It's a trade, though.
It's a trade. Push. It is a trade. He does get one in response, but the nano doesn't come out there from Lunar. It's super aggressive. He goes straight in, and Cav gets the res. It's unresable on the side of UKN Fantasia, in part because they don't have a mercy. Aimless eSports continues to push through here. Saber goes in a little bit too far, though. He does use the mech. He might be able to get back in. Get super aggressive. Does take out Candesta. They trade. I've never seen that one before. That's crazy.
On Candesta. No way. Absolutely
We're seeing
crazy.
Some wild stuff.
We are seeing Saber swapping over to the Zarya as well, feeling like maybe he needs to find some value on this hero instead. So both teams deciding to get off of the D.Va in this in this match. Like, this is crazy. We see now also Candesta has the rally. A rally, you know, we haven't even, like, we've hardly seen rallies in this tournament. Usually you don't see people on Brig that often or that long. But we do see the rally coming up. We'll see how he decides to use it. A lot of other ults are also online right now. But map geometry is currently in favor of Aimless eSports as they have control of the bridge.
We see an interesting strategy here coming out from Aimless eSports as well, choosing not to push the push bot. They're instead just allowing themselves to get this respawn advantage and take the high ground, right?
Yeah.
Leave it up to UKN Fantasia. Hey, if you guys want to come in and fight on our terms, feel free. Otherwise, we're just gonna let this sit here and watch the timer tick down, right? And it's working out well for them as they get the picks that they need pretty early on. I mean, God, Ahri is just so unstoppable right now. UKN Fantasia, without their star DPS hit scan player, they just don't have the pressure onto Ahri right now. And Anonymax on the Zarya, Loopdage is carrying the burden of the world on his back. Loopdage alongside Lunar. And they've both been really great. What a shot from Ahri right there on a Clockworks. Golly. They both look good all tournament. There's a Graviton right there. It's not going to pick up any kills, though. You see Bamboozle just stands in it. There's the barrage coming out from Ahri. Does get a pick onto Candesta. It's another scrappy fight from both these teams. The res gets bubbled. Anonymax goes down, and Aimless continues to surge through.
Surging through at 95, 96 now to 6 meters. Just pressing forward on a huge advantage. And at this point, I mean, if you're UKN Fantasia, is your mental boomed? And if it is, honestly, you just need to take a deep breath. And chat needs your energy right now. Chat, you need to give them your energy, because this is the moment they need to turn this around. This is their tournament life on the line. This is the rest of the tournament's life on the line. This tournament is over if that gets to the end.
That's a huge pick right there. The Deadeye hitting Ahri. Is the res going to come through? It does. Cav, once again, playing so safe, manages to get that res, and it's huge picks onto both the DPS for Aimless eSports. They're charging through, and is anyone from UKN Fantasia even going to be able to touch, or is Aimless eSports going to assert themselves as the best team in the competition? Clockworks comes through, the Doomfist comes out from Anonymax. It's their last breath. Is UKN Fantasia going to be able to stand up to all this pressure? The picks are coming through from Aimless eSports, and they are your looking for gold scrims Winter 2023 champions!
Wow! What a performance from Aimless, really just pulling out their best game at the very end here, and it looks like, it just seemed like UKN Fantasia at some point had just kind of given up, because the momentum was so strong against them. It was like, just this Pharah is everywhere, and oh my god. Saber Aimless on the Zarya, it's just an unstoppable force.
Aimless comes in on UKN Fantasia's best map. And they put a period. They put the accent on this finals. They have stood up to even the best teams in this competition and not just gone toe-to-toe, but exceeded every other team in this competition. And who is more deserving of our Winter 2023 champions than Aimless? What a match and what a win.
That is crazy. I mean, that's kind of like how Topaz Titans performed like last tournament, right? Where they just kind of, it felt like they were undefeated. And in this playoffs, you know, Aimless eSports was undefeated. It's absolutely incredible what they were able to do there. And I think for this moment, I do want to maybe jump in and see if we can get like all of Aimless Esports in here to just talk about it, and just so like let's see if we can get a post match. Can we get a post match interview from the entire team?
What a team performance too. Like every single member of Aimless stepped up there at the end. They looked so excellent. They looked so fantastic. I mean, UKN Fantasia, once again, we can't speak highly of them enough. They've got some star players on this team and they work so well. They've got such great chemistry. But Aimless just I mean, their power levels were through the roofs. It was unreal.
It broke
they
my
were
scouter,
fantastic. Broke my scouter as well. It's cracked, destroyed.
Absolutely decimated. All right, we're gonna go ahead and drag in the entire team of Aimless Esports here to give them this post-match interview all together. Just bear with me for one moment as I do bring them all in here.
Hello?
Hello. We're getting y'all in here just a second. We're kind of dragging a bunch of people in here. Here we go.
Beautiful.
Hello, Aimless Esports. Welcome to the Casters channel. How are you?
What's up?
We're doing great.
Yo.
Thanks.
Yeah, we're doing
You
great.
have to be doing great.
Staying
Wow.
hydrated.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, before everything, real quick, can we just say, I mean, congratulations. Pat yourselves on the back. You guys are the winners of the Winter 2023 Championship. Congratulations, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. We put a lot of hard work in.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like, you have to put a lot of hard work in because, I mean, you're undefeated in the playoffs and in the grand finals, went undefeated in the grand finals match itself. That's incredible. What did you do to prepare for that?
No illegal drugs whatsoever.
None,
let me just
one.
put that out there, okay?
Okay.
No, honestly, we have a really great group of people.
Yeah.
We've been playing, we've been scrimming up, we've been scrimming down, we've been working a lot on our weaknesses over the course of this tournament.
Yeah.
That's the first time we won Dorado.
Really?
Like, yeah, honestly. So we're very proud of the team and the effort we've put in to sort of bring ourselves up and continue to focus on our strengths. And I think our adaptability showed tonight for sure.
I think so too. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very proud of all our players. If someone else wants to weigh in here.
Anyone?
No,
Yeah.
great.
I mean, like, everyone on the team put in a lot of work. Like, it was really like a pleasure to see everyone put in like a ton of work and just grind and theory craft and like talk about things endlessly. One thing I want to say, which is kind of the unspoken hero of like the tournament, Mums, because about 5 years ago, I joined Aimless Esports, and Mums was actually my personal coach. So everything I've done in terms of coaching and playing and what I know, I mean, he's kind of like the cog that keeps everything turning. So like, shout outs to Mums, shout outs to all the coaches for doing like what they do, because it's really tough.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. That's awesome. What did you do in your halftime? Did you play putt party, or what did you do?
I went to pee.
Yeah, I think everyone went piss.
Everyone just took a piss and that's it. No putt party.
I was thinking about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, baby.
Oh, that is fair enough.
Oh my God.
Need to send that to you guys. You did actually earn the peanut butter and jelly of immortality recipe, which I will be sending to you as soon as I create the first place payout channel, and you'll be a part of that. So, unless anyone has anything else they'd like to say, any other shout outs they'd like to say.
You know what? Real quick, I'd just like to give a shout out to the rest of the teams and you, Asmund, for organizing this and participating. Because without them, without you, we wouldn't have this awesome moment to celebrate between ourselves.
And I agree. Thank you so much for recognizing me, and I agree with you. We need to recognize all 12, or even there was actually 13 teams that did sign up for this tournament, and I thank every single one of them for making it happen. And we are going to try to make another gold bracket, by the way. In the next summer 2023 tournament, we're going to try to do a gold and a plat bracket. We're going to learn from all of our mistakes, and we're going to hopefully put together the best tournament this server has ever seen up until then. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, if you put together a Masters bracket anytime soon, then you can be expecting to see everyone here there as well. So
the Masters bracket, right? Skip the Diamond bracket, go right to the Masters bracket. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. All right. Well, I think that is pretty much going to wrap things up. Huge congratulations to Aimless eSports for taking first place, and also congratulations to UKN Fantasia for taking second place. And that's still a massive accomplishment for UKN Fantasia. It's a huge result for them, and congratulations to them as well. So, without further ado, I'm going to be signing off, and everyone should have a wonderful Thursday.
Shout out to Mudbill Guan, our biggest fan.
Thank you. All right, guys. See you later.
Take it easy.
Thank you. Take it easy.
Thank you, Nailus.